Hi guys. So I wanted to talk about what happened to me the day I had my heart attack. It was a normal day for me. Nothing spectacular happened. I wasn't stressed out. I wasn't doing anything crazy. I exercised and stuff like that. First thing I did when I woke up, I can't really remember exactly. I ate leftovers. My mom made something. I can't remember what she made, but I ate leftovers for breakfast. Then I ate something else and I started to eat fish and grits, which is what my mom cooked. My stepdad was sitting at the table with my mom. I was standing up with my plate eating my food. And before that, my family has been watching me a little bit at the time because before that I had a mild stroke like a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, I know. I was at work at my register and I just fell on the floor. Blacked out. Blacked out. Yeah, they were watching me anyway. Being that that had happened to me a couple of weeks prior to this incident, my stepdad and my mom, they have been paying more attention to me and my body and my habits and stuff like that. So anyway, I was standing there laughing with my family. My nephew was in the kitchen, and I was eating my food. And then my eyes started to glaze over, and my stepdad asked if I was okay, and I said, "Yeah." And then I passed out, fell right on the floor. He tried to catch me. He couldn't. My mom tried to catch me. She could not. I fell hard on the floor. Then my ears started to ring really loud. It was like bzzz, it was just a loud beat through my head, and it sounded like everybody was in a tunnel. And I was trying to come back, like so I can hear. And my mom, she asked if I was okay. My nephew and my stepdad picked me up, put me in the chair. I couldn't really sit up correctly in the chair. But then I was okay for a little while. So then my mom told me I needed to go lay down, and I said, I'm gonna go lay down. And I was sitting at the table, and I was kind of dazed. I was very dazed, actually. And my left arm started to go numb. And it traveled from my fingers, up my arm, to my elbow, right to my chest. And it felt like I felt the clenching. I felt the tightness. Sorry, I get really emotional talking about this because it was extremely traumatic for me. Anyway, my stepdad, he asked if I was all right, and I told him I need to go to the hospital. And I started sweating, like I broke out in a sweat, and then I couldn't talk, and I started grabbing my chest. And my stepdad had had a heart attack, so he recognized that I was having one. So they called an ambulance, and my stepdad was patting my chest, and I kept saying, I think I'm dying." And he said, "No, you're not gonna die. You're not dying." And I was so scared because I was like thinking about my kids, and I was like, I'm dying. Ambulance came. Before I'm missing a part, my mom, she gave me some baby aspirin because that's what the 911 operator told her to do. They tried to get me to talk. I couldn't speak. I couldn't move. Um, the ambulance, the EMTs, they picked me up, put me on the stretcher, and I was trying to talk, and it's terrifying to have the words in your mind that you want to say and they are not coming out and you are unable to speak. It's terrifying. So I was trying to keep my grip because my body kept going numb. I kept feeling my body slip away. So I kept dozing off, like passing out, and I was fighting like it was some type of spiritual warfare or something. I was fighting to stay alive because I kept saying I cannot die, not like this. I can't die right now. I have my kids, I got stuff I want to do, I can't die, not right now. Give me a minute. I'm sorry, y'all. This is it's really new to me, so I'm really emotional about it. So by the time I got to the hospital, they were, when I was in the ambulance, I'm skipping the story. They were asking me questions. I couldn't respond. My eyes were stuck. I couldn't move my eyes, like they were blinking. I was aware of everything that was happening to my body. I was aware of it all. I don't know how, but I was fighting. Like I was fighting to stay alive. So when I got to the hospital, I couldn't breathe, and I kept feeling everything close, if that makes sense. I kept struggling. They gave me air, they gave me oxygen, but I could not breathe, and I kept feeling my heart stop. Like I kept feeling it, and I kept saying, I can't breathe. Please help me. I can't breathe. They weren't doing it fast enough. So I started to panic and I started screaming, please, I can't breathe. I can't die in here like this. And I felt my body. I felt my body go numb. And I was numb all over from my head to my feet. I felt myself go numb. And then I felt comfortable. And then I felt sleepy. And I knew what that meant. So I said, no, 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 no. I don't want to go to sleep. I don't want to go to sleep. So I started begging the nurses to touch me because I couldn't feel anything. And I don't know how the fuck I was aware of everything that was happening, but when I tell you it was terrifying, it was fucking terrifying. So I couldn't feel anything, and I have no idea. I don't know if I had an angel with me that day. I don't know, but it was not my time. I knew it wasn't my time. I had found the strength. I don't know where the fuck I got that strength from, but I started to punch my chest. I just kept punching my chest until I felt my heart beat in a stable way, if that makes sense. Like I was fully aware of everything, and I can't tell you what was fucking happening. Like it. I'm sorry, y'all. This is really hard for me. Anyway, then my face started to get stuck. I had paralysis on my left side, and Then I had what they thought at first was a seizure, but it turned out to be Bell's palsy, and I was having muscle twitches from it. So thank goodness it wasn't a seizure, because I wouldn't have been able to drive for 6 months if it had been a seizure. But it was muscle twitches from the Bell's palsy, and something else. It's like some type of mystery. After I punched myself in the chest and I felt life, it's hard to explain it, but I felt life. And then the numbness went away, but I still couldn't feel my body. I still couldn't talk, but I was aware. I was awake. I was blinking my eyes. I was trying to look around, but my eyes kept getting stuck. I was having some type of neurological issue. I don't know exactly. It's still being investigated. I'm still having tests done and stuff like that, so I can't tell y'all exactly everything that happened. I'm just telling y'all my experience. So they put me in the CT scan, they gave me EKG, they gave me a bunch of medicines, they poked, they stabbed me, they did a lot of things. I was blacked out for some of it, so a lot of medical things that were, I know I was given magnesium and some other things. I can't tell y'all everything because I was blacked out. I'm just telling y'all what I remember from being aware of me basically dying. After that, when they thought I was having a seizure, this was before I found out it was not a seizure, they put me in an open room, and I didn't have on a shirt, and I was exposed. My legs were exposed. I wasn't covered. I was cold. And I couldn't relay the information to my nurses that I was cold and I wanted to be covered up because I kept shaking and I couldn't talk. And they did not give a fuck about me. Those nurses walked in and out of my room getting gloves and throwing shit in the garbage as I shook and drooled out of my mouth. I didn't know what was happening to me. I was scared, and none of them even looked at me. They just left me like that. And when I tell y'all, like, y'all know, like, my passion was nursing. Like, I wanted to do nursing. You know, I went to school for medical assistant, and then I went back for practical nursing, and I was going to try to become an RN. But I hate nurses now. There are no passionate nurses. There's no sympathy. Everybody just wants a check. They don't care. They don't care. Every time I went numb, every time my face got stuck, and I would try to tell them when I couldn't really communicate, they ignored me. And then a lot of the doctors kept saying she's not having this with her because of her age. There's an age bias when you go to the doctors. You know, when you're young and you complain about chest pains and whatever else and paralysis, they don't take you seriously because of your age. And I'm a black woman and I had white doctors, and you know how that goes. And I'm definitely not saying that all white doctors are like that, but there was a documentary where a lot of them admitted that they don't take the pains of black women seriously. The father of gynecology, can't remember that bastard's name, but he used to perform gynecological surgery type procedures on black women slaves without anesthesia. And that is because he thought that black women could not feel pain. And a lot of them feel that way today, which is why the mortality rate for black women in childbirth is very high. Our pain is not taken seriously, and I'm a firm believer in that because I've experienced it myself. With my first child, my first pregnancy, I had a lot of issues. I was in and out of the hospital. They kept telling me I was dehydrated, and the whole time my gallbladder was failing. And I'm telling them, it hurts. I'm in pain. This hurts. Oh, you probably just can't take pain. It's nothing. And then my mom found me passed out in my bathroom after I had my daughter because my gallbladder was not working. I had gallstones and I had to have surgery 2 weeks after I had my oldest child, 3 days after my birthday. My daughter was born February 14, 2011. My birthday is March 5th, and I had my surgery March 8th, 2011. Second thing happened. It's the second time with my youngest daughter. I have nerve damage in my stomach due to the negligence of the doctor who performed my C-section. He botched it. But I can't prove that he botched it because they don't want to believe that it came from him. They want to blame my fibromyalgia for the fact that I lost feeling in certain parts of my stomach, even though my incision had opened and was open for months. It was open for 4 months. I had an open hole in my stomach for 4 months. It's safe to say that I've lost all hope in the healthcare system after this has happened to me. I'm starting to, my arm is starting to shake right now because I don't know if I'm panicking or what, talking about this. But I wanted to talk about it because it is something that happened to me and it bothers me, and I'll probably need therapy to heal because every time I think about it, I feel that pain, the choking, and it hurts, to feel the very thing that keeps you alive. Like you wake up every day, and unless you have heart problems, right? You're not thinking about your heart. You just woke up. Like you're not thinking that something could be wrong with your heart unless you already know. It's like your body's a machine, and could you imagine the very thing that's giving you life just stops? It's terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying. And I'm scared of everything I do now. I don't want to go to work because I feel as though every little thing that could stress me out might cause me to be back in the hospital again. And I don't want to do that. Even when I'm home, like, little squabbles with my children get me winded. I have a lot of healing to do, so I had to take a leave from both of my jobs because I just am not ready. I'm not ready. And it's fine not to be ready because shit, look what the fuck I went through, But I know, like, I could not leave my children. I couldn't leave my kids. Like, that's all I kept thinking about when that was happening. Like, who is going to take care of my kids? Because nobody loves your children like you do. Nobody loves them like you. And, I was telling what happened to me to some, because a lot of people called and, they like, what happened? Because I'm so young. I thought my daughter was asleep. And I told a story, and then I got up and I saw that she was up, and I said, "Are you okay?" Because I saw her face. I know my child. She said yes, and she was just crying, and I had to comfort my child because I died. She heard everything. So, like, I had to tell her, like, I'm here. I fought to stay with y'all. I knew I couldn't leave my kids. I can't leave my babies. Like, no, like, I fought. Like, if y'all only knew, it's, I, but I'm feeling better. I'm feeling better, but I'm not okay. All of that was traumatic. But again, I am feeling better. I'm just not okay. I got really emotional here, but I'm just being open about my story and what happened. Um, I think it happened because I've been really stressed out about my back, because the main reason that I lost weight was to avoid back surgery, because I have congenital spinal stenosis, and I have a herniation. I have degenerative disc disease. I have a lot of issues wrong with my spine. And I thought losing weight would cure those issues, and it didn't. So I have been stressing about it, like, a lot, because I don't want surgery done on my back. But it's on the table. I've been in a lot of pain, but to keep myself out of depression, y'all know, if you're not, if you don't know me, this is your first time watching, I've learned over the years to turn my pain into laughter. Like, I laugh at my pain, literally. I turn everything into a joke so it doesn't bother me, In this case, I can't really do that because I'm still dealing with the trauma. Talking about it helps, so I feel better, but again, I'm not okay. Anyway, I was glad when I was able to go home, because like, at this point, I lost all hope with the healthcare system. Like, it's people who are in it for the wrong reasons. They're in it for money. They're not in it because they care about you. They're not in it because they care about healing people. They're in it for money. That's it. There are no more compassionate, caring nurses and doctors. And that's just how I feel. That's just how I feel. At least where I am, that's how they are. Anyway, thank you for watching.